What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. Now, I'm hoping you guys can hear me. You should be able to. Do let me know if you can't. Um, I was wondering what I was going to do with this video. Initially, I was going to do it straight away. And for those of you who are a bit eagle-eyed, I'd had the stream set up, and I was ready to go. I was ready to start spouting off some shit, you know? And then I had an opportunity to kind of voice my opinion on a couple of podcasts, and it calmed me down a little bit. And in the end, I was thinking, should I say something? You know, as someone who has a podcast, as a man of color, who still has a platform, you know, should I still say something? Um, for anyone who doesn't know, the, generally speaking, when it comes to these international football games, um, there's a reason that I don't support England. Um, Generally speaking, I tend to support Nigeria. Whenever I can in the World Cup or in African nations, I just have a natural affiliation to those guys. Um, it's just that seems to be the team that I want to win. It's never mind the fact that actually, generally speaking, I've only technically been to Nigeria 3 times in my life, and I'm a disgrace. I'm a disgrace for that. But you know, the fact of the matter is that I was born here, grew up in England, plus I have a natural affiliation to the Nigerian team. I guess it's the kind of everyday struggle that they have, and that kind of the kind of work ethic that they have. Oh gosh, don't get it twisted. I wish I had their work ethic, but no, it's more about the fact that I admire their work ethic. I admire the everyday struggle that they go through every single day just to get through a day. You know, whereas in England, things come just so easy to us. It's so natural to us. It's so normal for us. You know, and I think so. Usually, when people tell me, like in the lead up to this whole Euros thing, people are asking me, oh, "Who am I looking to support?" And I'll be honest with you, it weren't England. England weren't the people that initially came up in my mind. The people that initially came up in my mind were France. France had, you know, they're a team I genuinely like. They have a lot of black people in it. Um, and as it turns out, that factor I've just said, which shouldn't have been an important one, turns out to be an extremely important one. And that's a lot of the reason why I kind of just gravitate away from England naturally, because you know, yes, England is a country I've grown up in, a country I live in, a country that, to be honest, I can see myself living in for the rest of my life because it's one that I've naturally gotten used to, and I can't see myself living in a country like America, for example, in comparison. But you know, if someone asks me, am I proud to support their sports teams? Not really. It's pretty hard to support a team where, quite frankly, every 5 minutes, someone's telling you to go back to fucking Africa. It's hard. It's hard having that affiliation with a country where you know that you are half hated for nothing, for absolutely nothing, for no reason. Not because you speak a certain way, or you walk a certain way, or you act a certain way. It's all because you look a certain way. Image is all important to society. You know this. But the fact that someone who has displayed the level of importance to a side, to the success of a side, um, and displayed the level of importance that he has, and yet was absolutely treated in the way that he was treated, tells me everything I need to know about my support and whether it's welcome. See, last weekend, it was a joyous weekend. Joyous weekend. In fact, it reminded me so much of 2 years ago. 2 years ago in the last World Cup, when no one gave us a chance, England went on this little run, and it was like flipping heck. Could we look at me, I'm using the word again. Could we actually win the World Cup? And deep down, you thought to yourself, no way, England they're not ready yet. Yes, they've got a lot of talented young players, but there's no way that we could win the World Cup. No way. And as it turned out, reality bit us in the arse, and we got knocked out. We. But then there was a theory. England weren't supposed to do that well in the World Cup. Yeah, when you kind of analysed it in the cold light of day, you said to yourself, oh, but England didn't really beat any big teams, did they, on their little run? But in the Euros, generally speaking, it should be easier. If you get a little bit of a luck, you get a little bit of a run, and the fact that, COVID has made circumstances so difficult that England have actually played a lot of games in England, then maybe, just maybe, England can find themselves on a little run once again. And lo and behold, fate worked out, and England went on a little run. And where I really started to believe, was Germany. I ain't gonna lie, Germany was where I started to get gassed. Well, I was like, okay, because it weren't just the fact that England beat Germany. It was actually the fact that England beat Germany well. England beat Germany well. And I thought to myself, flipping heck, okay, maybe, you know, England might be able to just do this. And then things opened up towards the final. You thought to yourself, all right, well, if they can beat Sweden, sorry, they can beat Denmark, then, Denmark is a difficult team. Let's see what happens. They beat Denmark. You thought to yourself, flipping heck, could England actually beat Italy for these European Championships? And you know what was nice about the day? What was nice about the lead up? Forget the day itself. I know the day itself it was different, but the lead up to it was so nice. It was so feel good. Everybody was on the same page. Everybody recognized the contribution that Bukayo Saka, that gentleman on the left hand side of the three, right? Everybody recognized the contribution that he had made in the lead up to getting us to the final now. Everybody had recognized the supporting role that both Rashford and Sacco the gentleman in the middle and the gentleman on the right hand side, and made up until now. And everybody recognized the talent that those guys still had. In fact, if anything, that those guys still had a part to play potentially in said final. Everybody still recognized it. Everybody was still on board, part of that message, part of that target. And it was so good, you know. It was so good because it was the first time in a long time that for once I didn't feel part of 3%. Because for anyone who doesn't know, black people are 3% of England's population. It was the first time that I didn't feel part of 3%. That actually it was the first time where I can remember where all of us were on the same page and we were about this life. And then the day happened. And anyone who remembers the day happening will remember the atmosphere changing a little bit. Remember that, some of the Millwall type of lot came out. Certain statues getting pissed on and defaced and things like that. You thought to yourself, oh no, here we go. What happens if England lose this thing? That was the first time I'd even actually considered the possibility of England losing it, which might sound strange because people who, if you asked me who I thought was going to win, I would have told you Italy. But actually, it was the first time that I'd actually considered the full picture of ramifications of England losing. And lo and behold, what happened? You know, England took the lead in the perfect way. Trippier with a beautiful cross from the right hand side. And Luke Shaw, of all people, finishing it in a really good way, spectacular way down that left hand side. And England battled, and they set for battle, and they battled, and they held on, and they battled, and they held on. And then Bukayo Saka came on. Didn't really have the best of games, to be fair, when he came on. But the kid was probably knackered. Right? And he came on, presumably with an eye on potentially penalties later. And then again, he set for battle, battled, scrapped, did everything that Bukayo Saka's been doing all season. Never mind the other substitutions that came on as well as Bukayo Saka. But okay, some will say, "Oh, well, you're focusing on Bukayo Saka because he's an Arsenal player." No, no, or he's Nigerian. No, I'm focusing on Bukayo Saka because he's the youngest there, and he's the one that made the most contribution. Battled and battled and battled, and then Italy equalised. And as soon as Italy equalised, I knew what time it was. I knew what time it was because I knew that there wouldn't be another goal, and I knew that Italy are better penalty takers than England. Full fucking stop. Full stop. It is what it is. And ain't it a damn shame that as soon as that penalty shootout finished, I shit you not, as God is my witness, as soon as that penalty shootout finished, my little sister turned to me and said to me, "Oh no, three of those penalty takers are either black or partially black. Here we go." Ain't that a damn shame? My sister, who's not even like she follows, like she's an Arsenal fan, you know, she's a Nigeria fan. She watches football tournaments, right? Like she watches sporting tournaments, but she's not like hardcore. She's not hardcore out here. But ain't it a damn shame that she was the one that turned to me and goes to me, "Oh no, here we go," before anyone had said a damn thing to me. And I said, "I know, here we go indeed." And people wonder why I'm not active on Twitter anymore, and I'm not active on here anymore like I used to be. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Because heaven forbid that one of the guys who put you there in the fucking first place, had the audacity to miss a penalty. And that to me was scary because it made me think to myself, fucking hell. If they could, if they could love you and love you and love you until you do something wrong. Imagine, like a Kyle Saka, they were lauding this kid all tournament, all tournament. I actually thought, to be honest with you, yeah, the way they were going on about Saka, right? Bear in mind, I'm an Arsenal fan. I thought Sterling had a better tournament. The way they were going on about Saka, right? And they were lauding this kid. And as soon as he missed the penalty, oh shit. Sancho missing a penalty. Oh shit. Never mind the fact that listen, I like Rashi. I like all the things that Rashi does off the fucking field, right? How the fuck? How the fuck does he miss that penalty so badly, right? But even then, who gives? It happens. It happens. The man literally came on cold feet without any kind of sort of play and was told to take a penalty. That was it. That was his sole contribution, or his major contribution to the tournament. A penalty that he would put away every single time of the week, normally. Oh man, I'm so, I'm so upset. I'm so angry that this was the image that we were left with, because the boy had the confidence and the audacity to say, give me the blood clot ball. Not taking that penalty. My only wish for him when he took that penalty was that he just calmed down for a little bit, because there was one point where I'd gone from watching, I think it was Jorginho miss, and then all of a sudden it was like a magic trick, like Saka just appeared. I wish he had just taken time to just bounce that ball a little bit, right, and then really decide upon what side he was going for, and then just absolutely launched the shit out of the ball there. Me personally, I wouldn't have gone with Saka for the simple reason that, apart from anything, there's nothing about Saka that makes me feel like he'd be a good finisher. I love him dearly, but there's nothing about him that makes me think to myself, "Well, there's my penalty taker." So that's why I would expect a manager to jump in and say to himself, "What? Are you sure? I don't really see you as a penalty taker, still." Anyway, it is what it is, but I just think to myself, and these are just like a bunch of raw thoughts. I know there's no real cohesion to them, but it's just a case of this is why I don't support England in major tournaments, because it just makes you think to yourself, well, what's the point? If I'm that hated in this country, right? Why am I going to support this country in a major footballing tournament where I'm going to be reminded again by some of these dickers that come down. It kind of is what it is. But for me, I just hope that Saka's okay. I hope that Jordan Sancho is okay. I hope that Marcus Rashford is okay. And especially for Marcus Rashford, this is another kid who, again, over the course of this year, has done so much for charity, for mums. He's done so much. Sancho, who, let's be real here, for the last couple of years has been living in Germany, but has most recently been linked to a move back to England. This would be like, whoa, I'm not sure about this. I don't know. It is what it is. But this is one of the main reasons I heard support England in tournaments. I don't like the idea of supporting a team that I know that deep down, well, the country hates me that badly. You know? And the one thing I will say, just because I love him dearly, and I don't want him to think this is a criticism directly to him, but I feel like I'm going to speak to what I'm going to call my white allies. You know, like people who are white and hear the complaints that we have and sympathize with our situation. Right? We need y'all. Like we need y'all. One of the questions I was asked 2 days ago was, would it not just be more beneficial if white people never got involved? As if to say, why do we have to bring these people attention? We should just make a complaint about them, and then that's that. No, you have to name and shame these fuckers. The problem is not enough of these people are being named and shamed. You have to name and shame these folks. You have to. You have to bring to attention that they're doing something wrong. There has to be a consequence to then being named and shamed. Then and only then, maybe you might be able to adjust the behavior. Maybe. I doubt it, but you never know. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think. I know I've rambled on and on and on about what I think about the subject, but I didn't want to just leave it. I could have done. I could have done because I know it's a bit outdated, and I know that people have moved on and they're back on stories like Arsenal losing to Hibs. But look, the thing is, the Arsenal Hibs thing, I'm not really too fussed about. You know, I knew that Arsenal were a crap manager. Sorry, I knew that Arsenal had a crap manager. Um, and also I know it's our first friendly, so I'll cut them some slack. But we've desperately got improved. We've desperately got improved. Um, anyway, let me check out what some of you lot were saying in the chat room. You're up early. I hope you're well, mate. Yeah, I couldn't sleep. Hence why I decided to just do a video. Hearing all this back in Australia is horrible. There are bigger things in this world, and we're in 2021. I know, right, Aussie Gunner? It's madness. I can't wait for the next flick video. Soon come, yes, man, soon come. Soon come. So yeah, I don't really care about the kind of the Hibs situation. It is what it is. Arsenal lose games. I think I'm more concerned with what we do in response to strengthening our team. I'm hearing now that from what's his name? Who's the English guy's name? David Ornstein. That Arsenal have agreed a deal in principle now for, or at least they've agreed a fee for Ben White. So because they've now agreed a fee, which is set to be 50 million, they can finalise their contract talks and negotiation, and then have a deal tied up. So that would be good. It'd be very good if we could get someone on that quickly. I still don't understand the Ben White thing. I still don't get it. I don't understand it at all. I don't get it. It looks good, but it doesn't. There's nothing about it that makes you think, "Oh my gosh, there's potentially a 60 to 70 million player." But it is what it is. So let's see. Um. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Is there any other story before I catch a couple of hours? Because I'm tired. All of a sudden, is Ben White a £50 million player? Ain't even a £40 million player. Not in my opinion, anyway. Listen, I don't mind the kid. You guys know that Chig knows defenders, right? You also realised I've never really mentioned Ben White. But I think he's a decent enough player. I do think he's a decent enough player. But what do you guys think? Again, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Look at me. I just realised I'm so amateur. I've got the wrong damn picture up. Look at that. There you go. The other story that's going around is that supposedly we are all over this situation. Loketti, who is the central midfielder of Sudan, who we're desperately trying to get on board. The player himself really wants to join Juventus. Is open to Arsenal, but really wants to join Juventus. And I believe he is on 30k. So contract wise, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We just need to be able to get into the nitty gritty and get the offer done and dragged over the line. So yeah, let's see where it goes. Is there any other story that I've missed out on? Big up to Ola in the chat room. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. Slap a like on the video if you haven't already, guys. That would really be appreciated if you could do that. All right. So just having a look at other stories just to see if there's anything I've missed. There doesn't look like there's anything I've missed. Is there any other stories I missed out on, guys? Just let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Absolutely slap a like on this video. All right. I'm going to take that as a no. I'm going to leave you guys to it now because, as you can tell, I'm starting to hit my limit tired-wise. But I'll come back a bit later when I'll do another show and conclude the rest of the transfer story business. All right? All right, guys. And I guess up the Arsenal. Is that what we're on at the moment? Oh no, I'll set it around.